Ever noticed that the average new car now comes with over €5,000 in optional extras? And that's just scratching the surface. Today we'll look into 5 luxury versus base model showdowns to figure out if that extra cash actually transforms your ride beyond what the base value offers. From suitable upgrades to full-blown tech makeovers, it's time to find out if premium really means better, or if you're being tricked into paying more for less. Number 5, base Volvo XC60 Core versus XC60 Ultimate T8 Recharge plug-in hybrid. Volvo's XC60 is a prime example of understated Scandinavian luxury, but within its trim levels, there's a quiet gap that becomes obvious the more time you spend behind the wheel. The base core model keeps things minimal but functional. It's a solid entry point. The Ultimate T8 Recharge plug-in hybrid, on the other hand, brings a full suite of power, tech, and finesse, although at a much steeper price. Let's break down the base XC60 Core first. This model typically comes with a B5 mild hybrid engine, a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder making 250 horsepower. It's smooth, decently quick, and offers respectable efficiency. The interior features Volvo's signature clean design with a 9-inch touchscreen powered by Google integration, cloth and synthetic leather upholstery, and standard driver assist features like lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, and emergency braking. It's comfortable, safe, and composed on the road. If your goal is to have a refined, no-nonsense SUV with premium leanings, the core model ticks the necessary boxes. But spend any amount of time in the cabin and you'll start noticing what's absent. The audio isn't quite immersive, the materials feel more practical than plush. It's nice but doesn't leave an impression. Hey, if you're enjoying this channel focused on the European car market, don't forget to subscribe for more updates, insights, and exciting content coming your way. Back to the Volvos. Now let's swing over to the XC60 Ultimate T8 Recharge. This thing is in another league. For starters, you're dealing with a plug-in hybrid powertrain pushing over 455 horsepower. Yes, nearly double the base model. Acceleration is significantly sharper, and the electric-only driving range adds versatility for city commuting. It gets all-wheel drive standards and has a much more aggressive performance feel. Inside, everything's elevated. You'll find ventilated Napa leather seats, real wood trim, a Bowers & Wilkins premium sound system, 12.3-inch digital cluster, and a heads-up display. The XC60 Ultimate also gets 4-zone climate control, adaptive air suspension, 360-degree cameras, and pilot assist, Volvo's semi-autonomous driving feature. The cabin becomes a true sanctuary, quiet, smart, and immersive. You feel the craftsmanship in every touch point. The difference in cabin ambiance between the two models is immediate. But again, value depends on perspective. The price difference between the Core and the Ultimate T8 Recharge can exceed €20,000. That's a steep investment. For buyers who want plug-in hybrid tech, advanced luxury, and Volvo's best safety features all in one, the T8 Recharge delivers an entirely different ownership experience. If you just need comfort, safety, and reliability, the Core's got you. But if you want your XC60 to feel like the best version of what Volvo can build, the Ultimate trim lives up to its name. Now let's slide into German territory where options come fast and price tags climb. Number 4, base Volkswagen Golf versus Golf R-Line. Now let's slide into German territory where options come fast and price tags have a football stadium worth of tears. At number 4, we're comparing the base Volkswagen Golf to the sportier R-Line trim. Despite wearing the same badge, these two offer distinct experiences and a clear choice for buyers who are weighing practicality against pizzazz. Start with the base Golf. Under the bonnet sits a modest 1.4-liter turbo engine paired with either a manual gearbox or a smooth shifting automatic. Inside, you'll find cloth seats, straightforward manual controls, and infotainment that covers essentials like radio, Bluetooth, and phone. No fuss, no flair, just reliable usability wrapped in a well-built German shell. Ride comfort's solid, composed suspension, balanced steering, and adequate sound insulation that blends comfort with control. For shoppers who want a dependable hatchback that serves daily driving purposes without calling attention to itself, the base Golf is a standout. Then there's the Golf R-Line. This version exists to bridge the gap between the plain Golf and high-performance GTI. Externally, it brings sportier bumpers, larger alloy wheels, and R-Line badging. Instead, the seats get firmer bolstering for a more engaging feel, and you'll find upgraded trim materials, ambient lighting, and optional heated front seats. The steering gets marginally sharper, and the suspension is tightened. A noticeable difference when you dive into corners or cruise on twisty roads. Despite the difference in design, the performance doesn't leap, though. Under the skin, the R-Line runs the same engine and powertrain as the base model. That's deliberate. The focus isn't raw speed, but a more dynamic driving feel combined with added comfort and aesthetics. The result? A car that drives better than a standard Golf and looks more aggressive without crossing into full sporty territory. The price difference between base and R-Line is moderate, typically a few €1,000s. That buys aesthetic upgrades, a sharper ride, and a few premium-feeling interior features. If your priority is efficient, fuss-free daily driving, the base Golf gives you clean German engineering at an attainable price. It looks good, it feels well-made, and will likely retain value. But if you crave a little vigor, a more refined cabin, and a sporty feel when the road demands it, the R-Line delivers more engagement without forcing you into a performance hatch. The interior enhancements and driving improved dynamics offer tangible benefits that last, whether you're commuting or exploring twisty routes on the weekend. In today's hatchback world, small differences yield big feelings. The R-Line offers enough extra to feel legitimately upgraded at a price that won't make you second guess or break the bank. If you want a sporty edge without going full GTI, this trim sits right in the sweet spot between function and flair. Shifting gears in the top 3 now with premium hatchbacks, let's see if luxury makes a real difference here. Number 3, base BMW 3 Series versus 330i M Sport. In third place, we have a comparison that sparks serious debate among driving enthusiasts. The base BMW 3 Series versus the 330i M Sport. These two share the same foundation, a 2-liter turbocharged engine, rear-wheel drive or optional all-wheel drive, and BMW's commitment to dynamic handling. The base 3 Series is a polished package with smooth acceleration, clean chassis balance, comfortable seating, and a build quality that's tight and dependable. It comes with cloth seats, manually adjusted comfort settings, and a touchscreen infotainment system that works well without trying to distract you. So if the base BMW 3 Series is so great, then why step up to the 330i M Sport? Well, first off, while the engine remains unchanged with the same 255 horsepower 2-liter turbo, BMW didn't leave other things untouched. They fitted the M Sport with a sport-tuned suspension that feels noticeably tighter. The car still absorbs bumps well, but now it corners with more authority and a firmer connection to the road. You'll feel that extra crispness when you push through twisty roads, accelerate hard out of turns, or simply take a long drive with confidence. It's a refinement in driving feel that derivatives truly enjoy. Next, the design. BMW adds subtle but real visual upgrades such as sportier front and rear bumpers, side skirts, and larger alloy wheels that fill the arches meaningfully. The stance feels lower and more aggressive, especially when parked next to the standard model. It's entirely possible to walk past both and pick out the M Sport with a single glance. Inside, you get sports seats that hug you better in spirited driving, a thick-rimmed steering wheel designed for performance, an upgraded trim that could be carbon or brushed aluminum depending on your preference. Even small touches like metal pedal caps and aluminum inlays help reinforce the sense that you've moved up the ladder. Ambient lighting also gives the cabin a richer atmosphere during nighttime drives. Tech-wise, BMW adds driver assistance features and enhancements typically absent from the base model, including better brakes, optional adaptive damping, and in some cases, sport-specific chassis tuning. They also upgrade with a leather-wrapped trim. Upgraded sound systems and navigation options often come wrapped into the M Sport package instead of being optional separately. Value-wise, the price delta typically lands in the low thousands. It's a meaningful difference, but it buys upgrades that are tangible every time you drive. If your commute or weekend includes highways and back roads, or you simply crave a more engaging driving experience, the ride and feel upgrades justify the cost. If, however, your use is confined to urban streets and you don't push the car into its dynamic envelope, the base model remains reliable, comfortable, and thoroughly BMW, with fewer thrills but still high capability. Choosing between them comes down to the driving experience versus practicality. The base 3 Series is excellent for daily comfort and look. The 330i M Sport is tuned to make you feel more connected and engaged while looking sharper and sounding stronger. If driving truly matters, the M Sport gives you extra without stepping into full-on performance territory. If it doesn't, you're still getting a top-tier sedan that holds its own in comfort and build. Number 2, base Mercedes-Benz C-Class versus C300 Night Edition. Our runner-up comparison is a clash of style and substance between the base Mercedes-Benz C-Class and the extra vibe-packed C300 Night Edition. Both share the same platform, engine, and core brand DNA with Mercedes' hallmark blend of comfort and class. The base C-Class delivers a smooth 2-liter turbo engine that balances refinement with a touch of punch. The interior wraps you in an upscale cabin featuring cloth seats, an optional leatherette, soft-touch surfaces, and a central infotainment display paired with the classic Mercedes design. The ride is calm, composed, and impeccable. Now, step into the C300 Night Edition and everything takes on a sharper edge. The biggest visual cue is the blacked-out trim. Where the base calls for polished aluminum, the Night Edition shrouds every accent, wheel, and grille element in high-gloss black. The wheels usually grow in size by up to 19 or 20 inches, and the lower profile-type tires sharpen the look further. Side mirror caps match the blackout theme, making the car feel more aggressive instantly. Inside, faux leather sports seats bring both improved coverage and visual drama, with contrast stitching that elevates the cabin feel. Also get illuminated hardware from door handles to trims and speaker grills that glows in ambient tones. All this creates a high-end atmosphere that feels carefully curated. The central display grows, the response gets speedier, and the smartphone integration moves to wireless by default. Another upscale improvement over the base model. Under the flashy exterior, the ride remains a soft 3-volume sedan, but the styling elements encourage a modern driving mood. With the same engine, you're not just chasing performance. Instead, the value proposition is essentially, do I want a luxury badge that top-tier buyers notice without crossing into AMG territory? For many buyers, the Night Edition hits that sweet spot between a refined commuter and a statement piece. Of course, it's worth noting that price jump from base to Night is a few thousand euros. While it's not insignificant, it is a lot less than the step to AMG. That difference buys immediate style elevation and interior that fits the look of the car. If you want your daily drive to say premium but not over the top, the C300 Night Edition's trim does it well. If your priorities are mainly comfort, ease of use, and a worry-free cabin, then the base C-Class is still a great pick. You get the elegance and engineering that Mercedes is known for without the higher sticker on upgrades you might not use. But if your taste gears towards bold styling, ambient detailing, and a stronger sense of luxury on arrival, the C300 Night Edition pays for itself quickly in quality and presence. Finally, the big finish. A pair of premium SUVs, but do the upgrades in the luxury brand change much? Number 1, base Audi Q5 versus SQ5. At the very top of our list sits a face-off between two siblings from Ingolstadt, the sensible Audi Q5 and its adrenaline-charged counterpart, the SQ5. If you've ever wondered how far you can stretch your SUV budget within the same badge, this matchup is your benchmark. The base Q5 is what most people imagine when they think of a luxury SUV that delivers calm, comfort, and quality without going overboard. It's powered by a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine making about 261 horsepower, which is more than enough for daily commuting, long-distance drives, and everything in between. The cabin comes nicely finished with Audi's recognizable minimalist design, soft-touch materials, and just enough digital tech to keep things interesting. You get Audi's excellent virtual cockpit, a 10.1-inch infotainment touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus standard Quattro all-wheel drive for extra grip in bad weather. Comfort-focused suspension tuning means you'll glide over potholes without drama. The Q5 also includes driver aids like blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, and lane departure warnings. It's got everything most people realistically need in a luxury SUV, and it doesn't try too hard to impress with gimmicks or unnecessary tech fluff. But then you have the Audi SQ5. This isn't a subtle trim upgrade. It's a full-blown performance evolution. Under the hood, it houses a turbocharged 3-liter V6 engine cranking out 349 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. That's a big step up, and it's instantly noticeable. The SQ5 hits 0 to 100 kilometers in under 5 seconds. That alone changes the way you drive, overtake, and even approach on-ramps. The suspension's firmer, lower, and sportier. The steering feels tighter, and the handling's far more responsive thanks to the sport differential and upgraded chassis tuning. You're also getting things like larger brakes, Brembos to be exact, as well as bigger wheels, and a full S-line body kit that gives it a more aggressive stance. Inside, it swaps out the base trim for brushed aluminum, optional carbon fiber, sports seats with additional bolstering, and fine Napa leather with contrast stitching. You'll also find upgraded sound systems, ambient lighting, and all the little luxuries that come with the S badge. Expectedly, the SQ5 comes at a noticeable price premium. Depending on how you spec it, the difference can be over 15 to 20,000 euro. So now you have to ask yourself, what's the priority? If you're the kind of driver who wants your luxury to feel fast, tight, and a bit more engaging every time you hit the road, the SQ5 delivers on all fronts. But if you're all about value, comfort, and keeping ownership costs lower, the base Q5 is not a bad option either. At the end of the day, both models wear the same badge, but they speak to two different lifestyles. One is calm and composed, the other is bold and performance-driven. Your choice depends on what kind of energy you want every time you fire it up. Are you impressed with the luxury models of these cars, or would you rather save money with the base models? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. To enjoy more exciting videos, click play on the video on your screen. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified when a new video drops.